Listen up, Fresno, because this is for you.
Listen up, Fresno, because this is for you.
Listen up, Fresno, this is for you.
Despite popular belief, HIV is still an epidemic in our community. Since April 2006, the MSM community...
Girl, what does MSM mean?
Well, what MSM means is it means anybody who identifies as gay, bi, or straight but admit to having sex with men make up 85% of those men tested positive. Of all the reported adult cases of HIV, the MSM community makes up a total of 69% of that.
Now, to look at HIV cases by race, Latinos make up for 47% of HIV cases, whites account for 31%, and African Americans for 17%.
Y solo para hablar de unos numeritos para mi comunidad latina, es muy importante que ustedes sepan que la comunidad más infectada del VIH somos nosotros, los latinos, que hacemos el 47% de infectados con el VIH, que los casos vienen siendo del 31% en la comunidad angloamericana y el 17% con la comunidad africana. Es muy importante que ustedes se vayan a chequear porque la comunidad latina es la más infectada.
The African American community represents for 4.6% of the Fresno County population, but yet 12.61% of new HIV cases.
And infections are happening younger. According to the Center of Disease and Control Prevention, young MSM aged 13 to 24 account for 72% of all new HIV infections among all persons aged 13 to 24.
At the end of 2010, an estimated 56% of persons living with HIV were of the MSM community. To put that into perspective, from 2008 to 2010, the HIV infections increased 22% among young MSMs, ages 13 to 24.
And we keep saying reported cases because there are still people who have never been tested. Knowing your status is just as important as using a condom.
And if you get a negative status, it's important to maintain that negative status. You know, using condoms all the time and correctly, and maybe even lowering your risky behaviors.
But if you do test positive, it's very important to take care of yourself. Like making sure you live a very healthy lifestyle, monitoring your levels, having safer sex, and taking meds if you need them.
And just to be clear about the medications, they can prolong your life, but just like with any medication, there are some side effects, and these side effects are not pleasant.
In 2011, 32% of those persons receiving an HIV diagnosis also received an AIDS diagnosis at the same time. An additional 12% found out they had an AIDS diagnosis within that same year. That's a total of 44% of patients in Fresno County that are not only received an HIV diagnosis, but also got AIDS diagnosis at the same time or within the year. That alone speaks to the importance of knowing your HIV status.
Rapid HIV testing is available to you for free. Results are preliminary, but they only take 20 to 30 minutes. For more information, call the Fresno County Health Department at 559-600-3434.
Ultimately, it is up to you to take responsibility for you. Taking the test and knowing your status is step one. This disease is preventable, but you have to invest in yourself.
Not using a condom because someone doesn't want you to or doesn't ask you should be a huge red flag. If they're not protecting themselves with you, they're probably not protecting themselves with others.
This is your life.
This is your life, so take control of it.
Negative or positive.
Know
Know your status.